interesting. Full of activities here at the office.
Yeah.
You barely could find a place to put your foot.
Yeah.
But it's good to see these children enjoy the privilege of the kind of childhood that they're experiencing. However, when you think about heartbreaking concerns elsewhere, you can't help but you know to ask questions about where our shared humanity, has gone to. I know that I've read the stories of those children, those school children in Oyo State. I intentionally tried to avoid watching the video of all the things I read about those stories, but today somehow I could not escape the gory images that flooded the WhatsApp status of people whose contact I have. I saw how, brutal another human being can be towards a fellow human being, especially a child. I mean, it just makes no common sense at all. The kinds of things we're witnessing, and unfortunately, I'm not aware if those children have now been rescued or they've been released or what have you. So it means that they, alongside other children elsewhere, are being held, whether in the northwest or northeast. Children have undergone these sort of very terrible circumstances for no fault of theirs at all. And it's a shame, where we are with all the strength and might of governance, with all the, authority of leadership that we have. We cannot act decisively when it matters most. And so I think these are the issues that should take center stage on this Children's Day, not necessarily the whole, grandeur, celebration, and the things that we're so concerned about in the city centers.
Our country is not fair to the children. It's not fair to, and for me, it's a reflection of us. Just driving into the office and seeing these kids play and have fun, and with what happened in Oyo State, or what has happened in the last 15 years with Nigerian children. Because for most of Nigerian kids, they don't understand what it. For example, for a kid in Barkinladi, for example, they don't understand what it means for them to sleep in a home, full of warmth. They don't understand what it means for them to wake up in the morning and wash their face or brush their teeth, with warm water. And for most of them, it's just moving from one primary school in the name of IDP to the other. And basic supplies, like things like their basic food, things that they need to live and to thrive as functional human beings are not there, and this is the reality of the Nigerian child, that every day if he wakes up, it's either he hears his parents complaining about finances, about how it's difficult for them to break even, or that there's an attack or abduction. So these are things that Nigerian child is confronted with, and I just wonder, how can we make our country better for them, safe for kids to thrive, because they are the future. They are the future, and I dare say that they are the now, because they are highly impressionable. Anything that you impress on their innocent minds, they take it as truth. So it's really, really important that we pay more attention to the children. And of course, today is Salah. Today is Babban Salah. That is what we know. But today is the Salah that, it took Abraham, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, to the sacrifice of Isaac. That is why this Salah is ram, and preferably, there's a guideline on what to celebrate, what animal, to slaughter, how to slaughter, and how to go about the celebration. I actually love the Salah feel, but that Salah that I know while growing up is not the Salah that is happening now. While growing up, Salah is very, very fun. All religious holidays, very, very fun, because it's an avenue for us to come together and just enjoy and have fun. But, well, the ban on public transport and, the security concerns. People are very careful, on moving, and is caging, our kids because for a child, 100% of the time is play. That is how they get to learn. But for the child on the plateau, I don't know if they are getting enough play or they aren't. What are the stories, Gilbert?
Well, pretty much the kind of thoughts that I had earlier today, to be able to chip in with the things you've said. Certainly, the celebrations are no longer the same compared to the yesteryears. And this morning when I woke and, I was trying to find my way to the office, I was thinking, I said, can we have a legislation to force people to live together? Rather than these isolated settlements that we're having. Can that really help?
You just have to incentivize it. Because, for example, if I know that, I have plenty Muslim friends, and if I know that, okay, in my community, I have my Muslim neighbor, and, that neighbor is good, is kind. I would like to live with that such a neighbor. I don't mind, your faith, your creed, or the tribe that you are from, as long as you are going to be a peaceful neighbor. So it's just for government to incentivize it, to make it bring incentive.
But you can just imagine where we've found ourselves, and this is really sad. This is really sad.
Yeah,
that this idea is even coming to mind, and that people have to be able to derive some form of pecuniary benefit before they can coexist. So, you now, even though this is, like I said, at the stage of thinking, where we're just permutating and saying all these things, but it shows again where society has gotten to, really bad. So, some bit of politics. Atiku Abubakar won the primary elections of the ADC, and there is so much disgruntlement in the camps of Amechi and Hayatuddin. They just don't seem to agree on the outcome of the elections. But it is what it is, and since they couldn't arrive at a consensus, they decided to go to the polls. I saw Amechi on the queue. They were saying his long queue was unquantifiable, they couldn't count and what have you. And then he was announced in Ebonyi State as winner, and suddenly another announcement was made to declare Atiku as winner of the election there. And then you're now having these sort of things. So I don't think right now that any of the political parties have distinguished themselves by virtue of their conduct to warrant even a free and fair general election in 2027 with the way they are going right now. Because it is not rocket science. It's just that I think somehow they have a feeling the direct primary elections are too tedious, Herculean, and so to begin to do a proper head count, something that outrightly, they have ruled out.
Yeah.
And they found themselves in this situation. So, I don't know. And for people who end up as pessimists with the Nigerian situation, these are the tangibles that present themselves. And people say, look, where is the hope? Where are we going? How do we get things right?
Yeah, well, let's play this instead. We have a guest. We have Honorable Philip Dassoun. Honorable Dr. Philip Dassoun is here with us. He's going to help us to understand, the party primaries. But take a listen to what this scholar had to say. He said that Boko Haram is not representing Islam, of course. No religion will tolerate killers in the name of faith. So take a listen to what the cleric has to say. When we come back, we have Honorable Philip Dassoun. Stay here.
Ladies and gentlemen, whether you call yourself Boko Haram, Lakarawa, or what else you call them, or whatever name you call yourselves, Islam is a religion of peace. As a matter of fact, the name itself comes from the word salam, which means peace. As Muslims, we're expected to be at peace with our neighbors. So Boko Haram, Lakarawa members ISIS members are not representing Islam. You should understand that. You are not representing Islam. You are into business. And our appeal is that we should stop soiling the name of our religion, because it is embarrassing to us too. The moment in certain climes, certain communities, the moment people see me dressed in this way, they believe that they have seen a Boko Haram member. My name is Abdul Ghani Orochi, and the moment they see Abdul Ghani, this one is a Boko Haram. Honestly, it's causing us a lot of embarrassment. I've been to a lot of places where I was embarrassed because I was a Muslim, honestly. So you are not representing Islam, and everybody should know Boko Haram people are not representing Islam. ISIS people are not representing Islam. All those people who are causing pandemonium and chaos, either in Nigeria or anywhere else, in the name of Islam, in the name of God, they are not representing Islam. And then how do we know they are not representing Islam? We have Muslims around us. They are peaceful people. They are lovely people. So this is what I have to tell them. Like the secretary of the mission board, they just call me the secretary of the mission board.
Yeah, well, glad you're still here. The program is Nigeria Sunset on J101.9 here in Jos. I am Ponsak Fanam.
I am Gilbert Joseph.
Yeah, it's good to have you back with us. We have Honorable Dr. Philip Dasun is here with us. Good evening. Thank you so much for coming, and it's good to see you, sir.
Thanks, Ponsak, and thank you, Gilbert. Good evening, Plateau, and we congratulate children on the Plateau on their day, and of course, the entire Muslim family for the celebration of Salah.
Yeah. I do not know where to start from, but I dare say that you are one of the last of the Mohicans when it comes to those who are still in the PDP, because for politicians like yourself, before now, I mean some months before now, they all saw the PDP as leprous and they had to leave the party. But you still remain in the party. Talk to us about it. Is it coming from conviction, or you've seen something else that we are not seeing? That is on the one hand. Okay, maybe you'll answer that, and then we'll start the conversation in earnest.
Fundamentally, it's conviction and personal belief. Most parties in this part of the world run their activities in what we call a manifesto. And in the totality of what I have seen in the content of the manifesto of the PDP, I feel I'm okay with it. And the quality of the personalities so encapsulated in the party, I still found solace in them. And beside, PDP's foundation began in Plateau with the likes of Babalar. At some point, I left it because of ideological differences, and I'm back. I left because I felt my interest, oftentimes, personal interest comes before that of the public. My interest was not protected. I left. I was given cover. The interest was protected. And I carried everybody along, PDP inclusive. And then because I was keeping touch with my former family, immediately I exited from the house. I returned to where I came from. It's not about individual or people in government. It's not about ruling party, but about conviction. I had a belief that PDP is where my vision and mission politically is aligning with. So that's the reason I still believe and stayed there despite the series of conflicts we have had.
All right. Yeah, well, I saw something online, and I would like to ask you about that. I saw that you built homes for some of your aides. Talk to us about that. And what is the motivation? Because we're used to cars. I mean, that's what we're used to, but it's like you're taking it.
In life, there are capital and recurrent activities. Capital are things you see that last in the passage of time. You live, you allow them, they live for a long time. And recurrent are the likes of cars and other things that may live within short period of time. And the best thing you can give to someone, in my own thinking, especially in Africa as a man, is an abode or a home where he can stay. These are not aides, but my elder brothers, supporters, and our political allies.
Okay, they're not even your aides.
They are not my aides. I'm no longer holding any political position. But while we were in the house, some of my aides had them.
Okay.
So right now, because we are into a political movement together with them, they believed in what we are doing. And they have given their total commitment and time in the Khomeini Al-Lani movement. So, and we have oftentimes known our individual problems. By divine providence and God's opportunity, I had some privilege of resources. Politics shouldn't only end in winning elections or going for contests. Touching people's life is most important and their welfare. So these are guys that we've been together for long. And at that time, I had resources and I knew what they needed. So I ventured into building 3-bedroom flats for the two of them. And I handed over the keys to them about a month ago or so, free of charge.
That's great.
This is to say that whether or not we are able to make it in the elections, something has gone into their own families.
It's not even an election from the way I'm seeing it.
Yes,
it's something personal.
Yes,
it's not
personal.
political.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you are in the PDP and all of, what is going on. I'm sure that your supporters and people who care about your party have asked you, which faction of the PDP do you belong? Do you belong to the Tanimu Turaki or you belong to the Wike faction? Or what is the true position of
the PDP
faction? Yeah, is there a faction in the PDP?
I may not say there is faction per se. PDP is PDP. It's just that leadership tussle is there. The name has not been changed. The logo has not been changed. The motto is still there. But the fundamental truth here is that every human institution is not existing devoid of problems. And so long as human beings exist with their differences, especially in political activities where it's full of cumbersome struggles, you expect such things to happen. It is common to all political parties, APC, YPP, PDP, ADC, NDC, and the likes. But for our own case, it has been lingering for long. But by God's grace, by end of next week, or by 30th or 1st of June, everything would have been doused down. In my own case, I bought form where it's been authorized by the law. We started the convention with Turaki, Damagun, Caleb Mutfwang, Makinde, Bala Mohammed, and the rest. We held our convention last year, sometimes end of last year. It ended well. Midway, the court said they nullified that convention. We followed the rule of the court. We went back to where they have granted authority. Later, the court said, is this site? We have been following the position of the court. As at present, what is contained in the INEC portal is the leadership that is being led by Abdul Rahman and Anyau, which is purported to be headed by the leader who is Wike. We bought from there because we felt that is where the court said authority of the party should be.
Yeah.
If by tomorrow now they said it's Turaki, we are moving there. So it's not about faction, it's about respect for the law.
But all you know is that you are contesting in the PDP.
In the PDP. I'm already a candidate as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. So, on the plateau, there's will I say confusion or some bit of controversy as to the governorship flag bearer. Would you like to talk to us about that? On the one hand, some are saying it's Chief Kefas. On the other hand, some are saying that is Honorable Sunday Biggs.
Those saying that are not fair to us in the party. As I have said, we have two positions. One, respecters of the law, in whom Abdul Rahman is leading the group, where the names of the leadership is in the portal of INEC, and the other is being led by Turaki, where their names are not contained in any portal, but they are still members of the PDP. Quote what I am saying. They are still members of the PDP. It's just a matter of leadership total. So they are saying that they hold authority because the BOT, as per the claim of that group from the CTC, said they have the authority to inaugurate a caretaker committee that is being led by Turaki and by extension Raymond Dabo in this state. So they are selling their own forms. Biggs bought form there. To be true to him, I think he wanted to save his ass. He bought form in the camp
foul language.
Yeah.
He wanted to save himself.
Yeah.
He bought form in the Turaki's camp and bought form in the Wike's camp. A day before our state
screening
primaries.
Okay, primaries.
State primaries that took place yesterday. That's day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Midnight, he decided to make a reverse. Reason best known to him. But I have a feeling that if he attempts to go into the contest in both camps, he might end up losing both because he might be disqualified. It is unacceptable for you to get forms from two different leadership. You will be a suspect. A friend to an enemy is an enemy. So he cannot meander around the two groups. So he had to drop one that is not appearing to be favorable to him. Even if he had gone for the contest where Kefas is, Kefas would have defeated him. I have that conviction. So he made the reversal. He was the only one who bought form in the Turaki scam. So I think tomorrow they are going for affirmation. But on this one yesterday, 4 contestants went for it: Kefas, Daniel Rosarpia, Alex Ladan, and Alfred Dapal. And God decided that it's going to be Kefiano. So Kefiano took the day, he made his speech and made acceptance. And I will say here clearly that he said he was going to serve for only 4 years if given the mandate. This is a very key thing I need to say so that people in Plateau should take note of it.
But is it possible?
Yes, why not?
With
It's possible with him.
okay, well,
Saripia seems to disagree with. Sorry, Saripia seems to disagree with the results. I'm sure you're aware. So, what modalities will the party be deploying to ensure that?
At the end of every primary elections, there are appeal committees set up. I'm sure he has filed up his case there. They will take care of it and handle it. So it's not a big deal. It's normal process of conducting primary elections. So at the end of the day, we'll get to hear the outcome. But I know Kefiano was declared yesterday. He even made an acceptance speech to that effect.
Okay. You had a question. Oh, good. So, to your election now, I'm sure I know one candidate that contested with you. I don't know how many, but he also seems to be disagreeing with the outcome of your election. And
in our party, PDP,
yes.
You mean?
Yes.
Zopmal?
Yes,
Okay.
Emmanuel Zopmal.
Exactly.
Yes, and he's saying that the result in Kanam hasn't been announced just yet.
Yeah.
And he's calling on the party to announce the result in Kanam. What can you tell us about your election and the process?
I don't expect such statement to come from him. This is the third time he's contesting PKK. PKK results are not announced in Kanam. They are announced in the headquarters of PKK Panshin. At the end of the conduct of every elections in the 3 local governments, you just read the scores. You don't declare winner. The scores in Kanam were read in Kanam. People of Kanam are agents, and the people of Kanam that were mandated to conduct the elections brought the results to Panshin around 10:30 p.m. or so. They brought it, did the collation. They didn't even announce it until tomorrow morning. So he should have challenged that from Kanam. It's his local government. That's the beauty of it. But one fundamental truth is that out of the 36 local wards, federal wards we have, we are lucky by a divine design of God to have won 34. He won 32. We acknowledge that. I don't have authorities of addressing petitions after primaries. The appeal committee is there. He should direct his grievances to them. As far as I'm concerned, the returning officer has declared me return elected. I'm the candidate of the PDP right now. If he has any challenge relating to that, the party is there. He can direct his grievances to the party.
There's something you said in your sentence. How many words again? 36?
36 federal wards.
Good. And you won
34.
34.
We lost 2, including his ward.
Okay.
From the ones I lost.
Okay, so he won how many words?
He won 2.
Okay, 2, because
Yes.
you said 32.
36.
Yes.
I won 34.
Yes.
I lost 2.
And he won 2.
Yes.
Yeah, so because you said you won 34 and he won 32.
No,
so
he
there was
won
a
2. Sorry.
good. This whole thing with direct primary elections,
Yes.
you have contested elections, you have tested the delegate system, the direct primaries. Consensus obviously douses so much tension. But talk to us about direct primaries, your understanding of the process. It is true that you cannot get whatever it is 100%. But from what you have seen of the PDP, the ADC, the APC, what's your assessment from somebody who is a hybrid sort of personality, politics and academia? What can you tell Nigerians about the pros and cons of this direct primaries?
Both systems have their pros and cons. But from the experiences I have seen now, direct primaries is more Herculean, more tasking, and less expensive, but prone to high degree of manipulation, especially that the system is not perfect. Registers are not there. Most of the members of the party don't have their cards printed. The figures that have been overbloated by various political parties are not true, including my party. I must acknowledge that. And the system opens room for stakeholders to take decisions even against the interests of the masses. For delegate elections, it has its own trouble. More expensive, less cumbersome. It doesn't give fair representation of the thinking of the society, because a few number of people will sit down to decide who represent them. That is very bad. So both systems have their own challenges. But on the whole, the systems that produces candidates with fairly acceptable results are often the direct primaries, if they are genuinely conducted. But what we have in these few days primary elections is a whole lot of mess.
What are the politicians afraid of?
In which of them?
In the direct primaries.
Politicians, those contesting or stakeholders?
Yes,
there are two sets of
because
people.
to be fair to everybody, whether you're contesting or not, you've got an interest.
Yes.
So it depends on where you're pitching a tent with. But is it about taking the time to do a proper head count that is the problem? Or because probably they can predict the outcome and the popularity of candidates or not, and they decide to just do this haphazard
the direct
sort of
primaries
counting?
should give us a fairly or better acceptable candidates in terms of primary elections. But in our own party, the approach to me is close to an acceptable one. Compared to other parties, you see people counting 1, 2, 83, 500, 1,000, while cameras are going with you. That in itself is demoralizing. It destroys the system. Then you have had cases whereby at the end of the head count, generally this is the person that has taken the day, but the results will be announced in Abuja, or no, stakeholders will go and sit down and decide who is going to be given the ticket, as if you are sharing meals or it's a class captain thing. It's unfortunate. To me, that system should have been better if it is properly and well coordinated, well planned, well managed, with registers, with an actual number of registered members, and with their cards to stay in queue and to be counted. That would give us a very good idea of candidates with popular acceptance and can possibly win elections without too much hitches in the court. But from what is happening in Plateau, we in our party, we are going to have a large harvest of protest voters. We don't want to talk too much on that.
That's your
But you
projection.
don't. It's an established fact. We postulated some things here with you. They have happened. I have told you this. It's an established fact. There is nothing you can do about it. You cannot call 10 people to sell form for them. House of Assembly, for instance, in Kanke, 6 million from their pockets. And at the end of the day, elections are not conducted, that we are going to give it to this person. The 9 had their followers from within the same party. No matter the level of the compensative mechanisms, it cannot reach all. Protests will have to come in. I'm glad that level of political education is increasing day by day in this country. We politicians must sit up on our feet, except if they are going to resort into the classical dictatorship that the president is doing, and we are looking at what is going to happen. People are saying...
What do you define as classical dictatorship?
9 of us bought forms. You are saying is this one. No results are announced, no results are counted, no figures. You have dictated. I've said it in this very studio some 3 weeks ago, that at the end of the day in APC, the position of the president and Senate and possibly some of the House of Reps will end up to be decided at the presidency. It has come to pass. We are hearing stories as not cleared. Where is that one coming from? Later in the evening, cleared. No, the governor said is this. The party chairman of the state said is this. You could see it yourself. You could see dissatisfaction at every level of the primaries, from the Senate to the House of Assembly to the House of Reps to even that of the governor. Can you imagine how practically possible can it be that in the local government where Yeltsin Bida is coming from, that is the number of votes he has gotten? It's not true. These are things that lead to dissatisfactions at all levels. However this man is. In Kanke, I always use the example there. It's part of the constituencies I'm doing my contest. There are contestants who bought from 6 million. They are given results 0, 0, 0, 0 at the end of the primaries. They don't have agents. They didn't vote for themselves. it's making a whole lot of nonsense, bullshitting the system. You could see it practically.
Doctor, foul language again.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yes, let's look at your direct opposite number in the general elections. Honorable Yusuf Gagdi.
Yes.
What would you be telling people who are going to the polls in 2027
Yes.
in due time when the campaign starts as to why you're a better fit, you're a better option? Looking at the fact that his experience is one you cannot buy in the market.
Exactly.
He has gone there twice, seeking a thought punch at the pie and what have you. What would you be telling them? Is it about zoning? Is it about capacity, where you're able to deliver, how competent you are, or all of these other sentiments?
Let me say it here today that Gagdi is going to face one of the greatest struggles in his life in these elections. These elections is not about Philip Dasun any longer. From the outcome of the primaries, I know myself, I'm just being the privileged candidate that likely may be frontline in this struggle. But the greatest political hurdles that Gagdi may face in his life is this one. Not for his competence. I was in the assembly. I have served as a majority leader. He was the deputy speaker. The foundation of the experiences we have had are fairly similar. He wasn't better than the person he defeated until we discovered him. We are going to run a legislation based on truth, based on inclusion, based on respect for our constituents, based on the fact that we have had experience of what it means to develop a bill that have direct bearing to the people. We are going to run a legislation that will require needs assessment before we go into what we call constituency project. You don't go into carrying out projects for people even against their wish. Drilling boreholes where there are waters that we are drilling everywhere that are not even true. Claiming there are roads that already have tires, we are putting tires again on them where there are untarred roads that are kept. Giving employment in an imbalanced format. We already have itemized most of the campaign content and strategies we are going to blow out before our people. These are just three I've mentioned, and they are very key. Legislation based on truth, intimating the people before carrying out project, running needs assessment before doing that, and ensure that you do things that you are capable of doing. Don't go and make promises as a lawmaker and as a leader where you cannot redeem it. I'm not here to castigate anybody, but there are a number of pledges till date lingering around the incumbent. So, as I have said, we have a number of things to present and lay before the people. We must not run a legislation with sentiment. Security is a very key thing in this state. You cannot, as our representative, go before the National Assembly's floor and be saying you don't want state police. Why are you shouting on security then? When governors need some level of leverage to run the activities of security in the state. Where there are troubles, people are being killed, mayhem, arson everywhere. You will have to wait for clearance from the National Assembly, from the presidency before operations are done. This is unacceptable. This is a legislation based on sentiment. You must run through what the people want, especially in Plateau. The concept of legislation in Plateau should differ from every other state because our state is a peculiar state. We know our history, we know where we are coming from, we know the needs of our people. So these are some of the things we must lay before the people. You cannot be doing the same thing over and over for 8 years, running through 12 years. You think we don't know. Bringing the same pattern of system to lie to our people that we are here for them, especially using some tribal extractions, presenting their loved sons, putting them before as if you love them more than the way you love yourself. We have had legislators say, lying to us blatantly, striding with the grave of their fathers, that some people are going to hold some particular positions. It never came to pass.
So the issues are as serious as you present.
Very serious matters. I have told you one thing.
Yes.
The contest before us in PKK is not about Philip Dasun. I'm only privileged to be the candidate that may possibly be frontline. Several other parties are still in their primaries. But I have told you that we have put up a synergy and a mechanism. You could see it from the primaries that just ended. It's government fighting at the primaries level. Clearly, the government in the state was with Tonchinen, and the government at the federal was with Gagdi. Tonchinen, from the result I gathered, I don't know whether it's true, that he won. Results were declared at Abuja over there. Gagdi took it. It's already a very big problem for the people of Kanke, where their son is assumed to be the person that was given the seat. Back to Kanam. My research has shown me that Ephraim appeared to be the most acceptable senatorial candidate or aspirant. But
for the Plateau
for the
Central
Plateau
senatorial
Central in
ticket.
APC, imagine how he has been pushed down, that not cleared. Back to houses of assembly. The approach to this matter is something very impressive for me.
But on the greater scheme
out
of things,
out of lack of sensitivity to the plight and needs of the people. Just yesterday, so he went down for thank you talk in an environment where people, you need to study people's psychology.
that's the
about
incumbent
their
reps
feelings.
member.
Gagdi.
Yes.
He went down to Pangshin Kanki and Kanam on thank you talk to his party people. Whereas people are still holding grievances of losing primary elections at the House of Assembly, primary elections at the Senate, primary election at the House of Reps, that you are going for thank you talk. What matter? Well, you have cautioned me in the choice of words.
Yes,
Let
please.
me
We're
just
on
hold on
radio.
there.
We're on radio. In
Well,
the
let's
greater
open-
scheme
yeah,
of things,
we need to we need to open the phone
this,
lines.
This clarity is really important.
We need
Very,
to
very
open. We need,
important.
we need
Yes,
to,
a
we need to
minute
open
will
the
do,
phone lines.
Ponsah. Senatorial position for the Plateau Central.
Yes.
The whole zoning arrangement, I mean, there seems to be a balance in PKK to allow for one other tribe and then Senate for the Ngas Nation and what have you. Is that the same thing for the PDP? Or how do you think this would impact all of these things?
Well, it is not oftentimes about zoning. We have first 4 or 5 major tribes in PKK. Ngas first, Bogom second, then Mupun, then Jar, then the Chip and the Kadung and the likes will come in. If you look at the design of the PDP, considering the existence of the position of where APC has located reps and the Senate, the arrangement for location of Senate and location of reps and that of governor, it touches 2 local governments where the expectation is both local. Pangshin is qualified for Senate, Pangshin is qualified for reps, and also qualified to contest for governor. Pangshin is given reps, Kanke is given Senate. The idea of putting Senate in Kanke is not unconnected to the fact that they are also qualified for it. For the APC, a whole lot of Bogom people are left fallow, where Jar had enjoyed 8 years, and are repeating another 4 years. You are knocking out a large number of tribes with close to 6 or 7 federal wards within 36. You are going to have a large chunk of harvest there. And I don't see any mechanism that can be used to address these grievances of the belligerents that are found there in these 3 local governments. So I don't want to lay down all our arsenals, but take note of the fact that the contest in PKK is not going to be about me, but about Plateau State.
Okay.
Yes, about Plateau State. We cannot have a leader intimidating a government within the same party, and you think we will all condone that. No, practically impossible. Even if I had not taken the ticket of my primaries, whoever has taken it, we have network or nexus of relationship between all the candidates against that bit. And by God's grace, we shall surmount this because Komena Align.
Okay, you can join the conversation 08121877777 or you call 090-55666699. Turn down the volume of your radio before you call, or you turn it off completely and then you tell us the name and where you're calling from.
On Facebook, JFM Live. On X, JFM Jos.
Let's take phone calls. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Tell us the name and join the conversation.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ponsah Gilbert and the guest, Mr. Honorable Philip Dasun. Mike Kala calling from Kufamiango Road.
We're listening.
Yeah, honestly, your guests have made my day. I'm very, very happy with his presentation. Honestly, you see, to be fair, everybody is supposed to represent his people, at least for a while, so that they will feel the presence of governance in their area. You see, what happened in the PKK primaries, honestly, you believe me that most of the people on the plateau are not happy because there was no fairness. In such a case, you see, they will encourage a voters' apathy, which is not the best for politics. And for the guest, I think I will encourage him. He should mobilize his people. They should fight back and make sure they retain that mandate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello, good evening. Got too late. Sorry about that. 08121877777 or you call 09055666699. Thank you for calling.
Good evening, Ponsat,
Yeah.
Gilbert, and every guest in the studio.
Yeah, tell us the name and join the conversation, please.
Thank you. I'm Musa Ike Kalo calling you from Angorogu.
We're listening.
You see, Ponsat, my advice to Nigerians, most especially the PKK, you should tread with caution. Remember what Fela said, dog chop dog. If you follow these politicians, at the end of the day, brother will kill brother. And what happens? You can realize the system where they are going. It's either tribe, religion, or geographical location. You are petitioning the constitution with so-called gentleman agreement. These are people you are calling leaders. So these are today the people we have been talking about getting to 30 years. They don't want to give me any free and fair election. All these kind of people today, if they are in the utmost upper head of the seat, will they allow me and you to flow? What are we talking about? Can we allow the people to decide? You want to go for 4 years? You want to do term lock? What does that mean? Allow people to decide who rules them. BKK, be very, very careful. Don't allow anybody to instigate you to go against your affairs. You know the beginning, but you don't know how long it can go. Allow the people to decide who they want. Period, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Tell us the name and join the conversation. You need to speak up. Because we can't hear you. Hello, good evening. Thank you for calling.
Hello, Ponsat.
Thank you for calling. Tell us the name and join the conversation, please.
From Shaka.
We're listening.
Yeah, the painful part of this exercise is it's as if the politicians are the major beneficiaries of all this process. At least, even if you are not going to give them anything, respect their wishes. In the last 4 years, everything, if you see the way things are going, over 70% of the resources are spent on these representatives without a corresponding benefit to citizens. And that is the reason why you see the fight, even for representation. It's as if the citizens are pushed aside. At least for now, respect them, allow them to make their choices. And you cannot continue with your system of eating everything because it doesn't make sense. What kind of democracy is this where the representatives take almost everything? And the next point, they still come back and put pressure on us to vote for them. So in this case, allow the citizens to choose who they want. You cannot go on with your people of government resources. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Tell us the name and join the conversation.
Good evening, Master Ponsak.
Yeah, tell us the name and join the conversation, please.
My name is Suleiman from Magama.
We're listening.
Master Ponsak, what is going on with our Nigerian democracy today? Holy Almighty Allah will save us from these people. It will be very, very difficult to allow them to go with our own choice. If you see what is going for different, even their political parties, what is going for this primary this thing that happened, you know that it will be very difficult or like to go they are going with their own choice. You can see even some candidates, they are saying that the president is the one that elect them, not the people's choice. What the president wants, that is what they are going with. That's why always we pray, may Almighty Allah give us a good leader who have Nigeria and Nigeria at heart. This our political Nigeria, we have a long way to go. Believe me, Master Ponsa, coming 2027, wallahi, like they are already finished the election. If you see what is happened in this primary election that happened, like the general election was already finished because by fire, by force that they want to come back, no matter what, it is only Almighty Allah God who will save all, like I say, from the hand of these people. And lastly, Master Ponsa, I wish all the Muslim Ummah happy Eid al-Kabir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Tell us the name and join the conversation, please.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Tell us the name and join the conversation.
Thank you very much. My name is Sadiq Umar. I'm calling from TC&T Junction.
We're listening to you, sir.
Yeah, you see, I will comment your guest. You have spoken very, very well. And you see, actually, it is a very, very clear one and a very good one among all the political parties we have. I think we do not have any party that we have experienced the dividend of democracy, which people are very, very happy of it, like PDP, because we have saw what PDP have done in the state, even at the federal level. That's why every politician that is moving now is once a PDP member. You see, it's a very good one that PDP have their own primaries at the state level, even at the federal level, irrespective of the function that we have. But we thank God for the court, since we have a court judgment and the constitution. That's why we are calling on the opposition, especially PDP. They should not sabotage themselves. I think they should put their house in order so that we can get it right when it comes to 2027 general election. Because 2027 general election is an election that most of the people at the grassroots want to change the narrative. They want to change the system. And if the opposition have a diversity, we cannot get it right. And when we look at the incumbency, the matter of truth is that the people at the grassroots are not with the incumbent party, no matter how we say it. It's just that since they are with the power, you see that they can do and undo. But most of what the incumbent party are doing, that is what the other parties are adopting. But we are calling on the incumbent party to show us that we should have courage in them, that we have free and fair and credible election 2027. But with this primary election, we are very, very discouraged that INEC is among the primary election, and with all these illegalities, nobody have come up and talked in the INEC officials. So we are hoping that 2027 is going to be a renewed down for Nigerians, but we will not be encouraged.
Thank you,
to come out
Sadiq.
to
This is the
vote
much
for.
we take. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's take this one. Good evening. Thank you for calling.
Good evening, Ponsa.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Gilbert.
Tell us the name and join the conversation.
I live from University of Jos.
We're listening.
Your guest has made my day, as other caller has too. I am satisfied with the way he explained everything. But I would like him to try his best and know that you compete with a dull student. If someone says that it's only a dull student that can repeat a class, so we should know that he's competing with a dull student. He should step up his game, because that dull student will be helped. And with God in his side, I believe he will triumph over a dull student, because we need a performing student to do the magic for us. And my last question to you, I know other parties are parading their own candidates, in which happens to be your own local government too. How will you manage this to come up victorious? Because you see, two or three of you from the same local government, how can you do this to overcome this dull student?
Yeah, thank you, Shaya. Okay, well, let's take comment on social media.
Yeah,
and then
David Rafan says the outcome of the political parties' primaries clearly affirms to us that election is free but not fair. Godwin Onyovosa says we still have a long way to go for citizens to be allowed to elect who they want. Civic Cyprian Mafia says the answer to that question depends on who you ask in those parties. Some members feel satisfied because their preferred candidates emerged, while others believe the process was manipulated. Walshak Matthias, the primary elections that I witnessed were all shambolic except for the AAC that produced Showre. We have a long way to go as a country with this our system. Bolus Faya, we thought we had the opportunity for the people to choose who they wanted. But that has not played out. Francis Adamu, Nigerian politicians always calculate far ahead of INEC. Electoral Act you meant. Constitution and party constitutions to meet up their game. The issue of satisfaction does not arise where returning officers of both parties know what happened and their actions when writing their figures. Don Jimmy, issue of politics in Nigeria is a very worrisome one because opposition parties do not help matters as well. Mr. Senate says, my boss, Honorable Philip Dasun, I respect him so much. I wish him good luck.
Thank
I
you.
heard that Honorable Dewan has stepped down. If so, then Honorable Phil D is the next rep member. Liki Tango Katzin, with what happened in my constituency, PKK, I think I'm safe to say that politics is indeed a dirty game. The last one, Chris Mafia says, actually there's a problem. Politics in Nigeria is a whole lot of mess. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, well, Dr. Philip, please go ahead and give your response.
Thank you. I'm glad with what the last person you read about his write-up said. The one has stepped down, so it's clear that Philly is the next rep member. It's indeed an appealing one. It's true, he's going for House of Assembly. If he had gone for the race, it wouldn't have been good for both of us. But thank God he takes that decision. Ishaya from University of Jos repeatedly said that only a dull student, dull here is referring to Gagdi, because Gagdi has told Timothy Gulu before that only a dull student repeats class twice. He is trying to repeat it the third time. Probably that's why he has re-emphasized the fact that Gagdi is a dull student. Fundamentally, if he is so competent, let him move to contest Senate. Why repeating class 3 times? This was the message given to Timothy Gulu. And when the times for us to climb Rome comes, we will say more of those ones. As Sadiq Umar from TT&T has given us very good applause. The PDP so far is the best party that has delivered good dividends of democracy to Nigerians from inception in 1999 till when they exited power. We thank you for that. We hope to blow up better again come 2027. Suleiman from Magama, it is different. It is very difficult for politicians to allow electors to take their decisions by the way they voted. So, I am one politician that gives room for democracy. I believe in it and allow people's decision to prevail. So some of us may have that feature, and I cannot deny the fact that I may have that tendency too because I'm human. Isaac also said politicians should allow people to decide what they want. That is why the elections are here before us. On the day of voting, in the interaction between the ballot paper and the ballot box and the ink, people will be allowed to cast their votes. No need for coercing. Musa A.K.A. Kalu or A.K. Kalu?
Musa Aike Kalu.
Or is I.K. Kalu? He has repeatedly said we should tread with caution in PKK, that we shouldn't be playing politics of religion, ethnic, and geographical location. Even in the Nigerian constitution, there is provision for federal character and quota system. So he cannot tell us that one. It is acceptable politically. It is done everywhere, even in the international community. This is accepted. Rotation is the hallmark of democracy. So if it is for an individual to be allowed, then we run into a monarchical system where a king rule or a military system where the soldiers dictate. So it is accepted for rotations to happen, either using local government, tribe, or region. Constitutionally, we have 6 regions in this country, for God's sake. For God's sake. And rotation is accepted everywhere. Even in terms of appointment, in terms of appointment of service chiefs, employment, admissions in the universities, catchment areas are considered. So he cannot say that we should downplay those things. It is accepted everywhere in this country.
Yeah.
Mike, K.A.K. also, he has encouraged us to mobilize strongly to fight. We will do the mobilization to the best of our ability. We will involve stakeholders and civil society organizations, tribes, religious bodies, to see that we surmount this leadership. As I have said, and I will say it again, it is not about me. This fight that you may see is as a joke we are starting today. Watch and see what God will do at the end of 16th of January or so, 2027. Many things will be upturned.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Dr. Philip Dasun.
Thank you very much.
Also known as Komina Allane. I so much love that phrase because all things belongs to God.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, your final word, Gilbert.
Enjoy this hala. If you haven't given your friends some meat, please do that before the day runs out.
Yeah, well, the news will come your way. No news, right? Today is a public holiday. Just enjoy the rest of our programming and stay tuned to J101.9 FM. Bye now.
There is no No station that plays more music. JFM 101.9.
Do not touch that dial. It's the Talent Uncaged
Season 5 Grand Finale.
Get ready.
This family-friendly celebration brings together the brightest young talents in music, art, and technology across secondary schools in Jos. Competing for cash and consolation prizes worth 500,000 naira. Join us on Sunday, 31st May 2026. Time 2 p.m. Venue Odlin's Event Center along National Library Street, Jos. Host Baba Ibadan. Tickets now free entry. For tables, sponsorship, and inquiries, please call 0813-390-3447 or 0705-685-6898.
Proudly sponsored by Maxi Taste Food.